Hello and welcome back to Maskcast. My name's Nick Johns. I am the host of the only official Masked Singer podcast. Now on today's show, we're going to be joined again by the super Scarecrow, that's Tamzin Outhwaite, as she takes on Maskermind in a bid to topple Charlie Simpson. And we're also going to be hearing from Dan Nettleton, creative director of Bandicoot, who's going to be doing some dansplaining. But first, my favourite part of the show is we're going to be hearing from you with your theories on who is behind those masks.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
This is the Superfan Super Tape. We asked you to get in touch with your voice notes, and oh my goodness, you lot have really delivered. We have had loads of brilliant submissions this week, and I want to share some with you now. Now, first up, we are going to start with Owl.
I'm Ella, age 9, from London, and I think Owl is Alex Scott because there was a lot about football, including oranges at half-time, and she was a female footballer. She was not a singer, but her costume was very awesome. Hello, my name is Gracie. I'm from Hertfordshire. I'm enjoying The Masked Singer so far. My favourite character is Owl. Well, no one really has no idea who Owl is, but I'm trying to guess who he is. And my guess was Lady Gaga, actually. Pretty weird guess. Bye.
Hello, this is Vicky. I think Owl is Susan Calman. I can hear a slight Scottish accent. I think the colours that she's wearing are linked to her graduating from the University of Glasgow. And also she was in a few shows actually. I think one was called Top Class and then Extreme School and School of Silence. And I think she may have played football at some stage.
Hi, this is Neil from Hertfordshire. I am loving the show this year. It's the best ever. Now, my favourite one at the moment, my favourite character is Owl, but I have no idea who it is really. But I reckon it's either Lorraine Kelly, Carol Smiley, or Nicola Sturgeon. It's one of them.
I was obsessing on Saturday night with the fact that I could hear a Scottish accent. So, Neil, I think you're on the right track with some of those guesses. What if we've managed to get Nicola Sturgeon under that owl mask?
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I think that air fryer could be Michelle Visage because there was the clue where it said, "Are you Paul RuPaul?" They've got quite a good voice and hint of an American accent, and also the air fryer's costume is quite similar to Michelle Visage's hair.
Hi, my name's Louis and I'm 7 from London. I think air fryer is Leslie Joseph. She needed help from a girl from Chigwell, and in Birds of a Feather, the 2 sisters are from Chigwell. My mum is a fan of Birds of a Feather and she helped me with it. Bye.
I also, Louis, picked up on that Birds of a Feather reference, and I wonder if there is a connection to Linda Robson. Is it Leslie Joseph? The other connection I made, could it be Brenda Edwards? Now, I've been having a little think about air fryer, and what I definitely want to say is that air fryer can really sing. I am convinced that we have got a professional vocalist in there. But what I was also picking up was lots of references to celebrity chefs, to a cooking show, to judges, and to results. We heard air fryer talking about baking and cooking. Has she ever baked off in the Celebrity Bake Off tent? So, is she Alexandra Burke? Is she Jessie Nelson? Or could she be Colleen Nolan? And there's a loose woman connection there too. But if it's not the Bake Off, have we ever seen air fryer cooking for John and Greg on Celebrity MasterChef. Now, I'm not sure what John and Greg would make of an air fryer, but is she Misha Paris? Is she Leslie Garrett? Or is she Sheila Ferguson? I don't know, there are some good names there that I think it's worth thinking about.
Hi Maskcast, this is Kate from Plymouth. I'm absolutely useless at working out the clues, so I just go with the voice. Piranha has definitely got to be Jamie Cullum. I saw him play down the pavilions a few years back. Sounds just like him.
Hey, my name's Chris, and I think that Piranha is Danny Jones from McFly. It was the jump that gave it away, and also from the map, England was missing, and Danny's wife is a former Miss England, so I thought that might be a bit of a clue as well, but I'm fairly sure it's Danny from McFly.
Chris, I'm obsessed with this voice note because I cannot tell you how long I was trying to work out why there was no England on that map. I mean, this is genius, right? Missing England, Miss England. What do we think, Maskcasters? Surely Chris has cracked it with that.
Hiya, Maskcast. It's Derek from Gloucestershire. I'm just ringing in this week with a little guess for Eiffel Tower. She mentioned Bush Tucker Trials and the Old Vic, and I wonder if it could be Rita Simons from EastEnders.
Yes, Derek, I have also spotted that I'm a Celebrity clue, and trying to conquer the Eiffel Tower has taken me down a jungle route. And I'm also really struck by Eiffel Tower's Riddle Me This clue.
Ooh la la, mon chant était très bon. It may not have been Monte, but was defo Python.
Is there someone who's done a stint down under on I'm a Celeb who got up close and personal with a python before? Is the Eiffel Tower Danielle Harold? Is it Vanessa White? Is it Olivia Atwood? Could it be Fleur East under that Eiffel Tower? And the last one, this is the one that I'm sticking to. Is that Eiffel Tower Fern McCann? Anyone who watches Fern on First Time Mum knows that she can definitely sing. And she's also a big Sex and the City fan. So that one makes the Mr. Big clue work.
Hello Maskcast, I'm Lily from Gloucester, and I was watching The Masked Singer, and I think that Bubble Tea must be Molly Rainford. She mentioned judges, and I know she competed on Strictly and auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. There was also a clue about planets, which reminded me that she did a show called Nova Jones, which was when she played a character that was from outer space. So that's my guess.
I love this guess, Lily. Bubble Tea really got us popping with that brilliant performance of Material Girl. I know that some of her clues were pointing us towards Emily Atack, but what I think we should do is have another listen to her Riddle Me This clue.
When the bubbles swirl and the great wind whirls, I once lent my voice to the sound of lamb calls.
My question is, have we heard Bubble Tea before in a far more sheepish role? I mean, I've struggled a bit with this sheep connection, but I have found Lisa Tarbuck singing The Sheep Sleep on the CBeebies Bedtime Story. I found Ariana Grande singing Mary Had a Little Lamb on YouTube. What do we think, Maskcasters? Who is popping as Bubble Tea? Thanks so much to all you Maskcasters for getting in touch with us. I can honestly tell you that your voice notes are my favourite bit of the week. We absolutely love it when you get in touch with us, and here is how you can do just that. You can text or voice note us on 07999 584 515. You can post using the hashtag MaskedSingerUK, and make sure you mention Maskcast when you send me your message. You can email us on hello@bandicoot.tv.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
This week we are dansplaining again with the creative director of Bandicoot and one of the genius brains behind The Masked Singer, and that is Dan Nettleton. Welcome back, Dan.
Hi Nick, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. This week's big question is one of my favourite questions. It's very simple. Can you talk to me about the process of creating a character? Where do you even start?
Well, we were working out the other day, we've done over 102 characters now. That's just insane, right? So there is no strict formula behind how we created them. Some come really quickly. Some we sort of attempt every year in terms of drawing them and designing them. They don't work. We get inspiration for absolutely everywhere. We all write lists. We've all got notes on our phone, and we invite submissions in from our team. So we've got lists and lists that we revisit, and then we write a new list. But the process really, we have a weekly meeting where obviously Tim and Plunge, the people that design and fabricate the costumes, it's the best meeting of the week, always without fail, even if we don't come up with anything. Now, back in the day when we first started doing it, we couldn't get over how surreal the conversations that we were having were, and that, can we really doing this? Is this for real? But now it's sort of it comes sort of like second nature. Doesn't mean it's any less enjoyable, but we don't think we're being weird on a Zoom call now. And then Tim will go away and sketch them and report back. And then you have another session where all the ideas are falling flat, and it gets a bit frustrating, but it is the most enjoyable part of my job, I would say, hands down.
Do they live in different categories? Are they animals and food and machines, or does it not quite work like that?
That's a really smart question, and the answer is absolutely yes. We keep referring back to what we call the ensemble. So whenever we've got a character that we like, that we've signed off, we put them on a one-pager, so that we then look at them as a whole. You don't want too many animals. You don't want too many inanimate objects. You don't want too many crazies. You want a fair mix, so that that when you get to the studio, when you see them all line up for the first time, that you've got a real mix. Because the other thing I say is that you shouldn't really like all the characters. You know, you have your favourites, but you don't have to like all of them. There's always a series that I'm not that keen on, but that's because other people, you know, what's one person likes, another person doesn't like. And I think that's really important, to get a mix that if you liked all of them, you're probably going wrong somewhere.
I was talking yesterday about how amazing the sausage costume was. And I feel like the sausage is like my pinnacle of the best costume that I've ever seen. You've got to have some favourites. Tell me about your favourites.
Well, sausage is. I can tell you the origins of sausage, because sausage is one of my favourites. Now, as I said to you once before, I think that we wanted to make our Masked Singer quintessentially British. So the idea of a bag of chips, which is what it was initially, I cut out a picture of a cone, put some weird legs on it, and it just had chips in it, and it had a face on a chip. And I sent it to Tim. And then Tim came back with sausage. So there was no, he was like, suddenly there's a sausage in it. Suddenly it's a mod, which is associated with the seaside, right? With the mods and rockers down in Margate, etc. So it had bother boots, it had jeans, and it's a sausage. What's not to love? So that's the origin of that one. So it was around in series 1 as a potential idea, but it evolved into sausage for series 2 and 1 series 2. And I think that cemented the Masked Singer into a lot of people's psyches for good, in that you can have the best voice of the contest in the weirdest costume. The fact that Joss chose... Weird, I still feel weird saying their names. Weird that Joss chose sausage. We were like, really? Okay, brilliant, let's go with it. And she was an amazing sausage. It was an amazing series.
It was an amazing series. What else? Some other of your favourites?
So Blob was a pet passion of mine. You know, Big Hero 7, I loved the idea of some kind of inflatable costume that was a big blob. And so we couldn't crack that in Series 1. And in Series 2, I wanted it to be really viscous so that it felt like it was wet and alive. and became heavier and heavier and heavier to the point where we nearly abandoned it. And then Tim suggested, why don't we sort of turn it into like a Dalek and put it on wheels? And again, when Sir Lenny Henry decided to be Blob, and there was no question in his mind either, is I want to be Blob, he used to do a lovely spin on the wheels because there wasn't much else he could do. So Blob was an evolution. We had things like Tuna Niçoise, which was an earlier incarnation of Chicken Caesar. But when Tim drew that, it looks almost a bit X-rated. It wasn't a very PG costume. So that one got dumped. But yes, I've asked for a pickled onion since Series 1 and we can't crack it. Because we always like to have an extra layer on it. Loved Jackie Potato, clearly, because it was just sort of wrote itself with a foil. And then, again, getting Richie Sambora inside it was the icing on the cake. I do love most of them, to be perfectly honest. And obviously Robo Bunny was the creation of Tim, our designer's son. And that took a few incarnations as well. There's one special costume that I'm holding back for the right celebrity because it's very, very unusual. So yeah, we've got, one or two in the mix for Series 6 already, but we will start on that very soon.
Dan, I'm taking you up on that pickled onion challenge.
Yes.
I'm going to do my own design. Are you up for Maskcasters sending in their designs for a pickled onion costume?
Yes, please. Yes,
Let's
please.
see whether we can crack it.
Absolutely, that would make me happier than I've ever been.
There's another detail that I was thinking about while you were talking, and that's kind of beyond the essence of what the characters are. They are dressed up as well, aren't they? The cowboy and western Rhino and the globe-trotting panda. And this series, we've got a cricket playing cricket. Is that an important dimension of kind of bringing the characters to life?
There should always be a second dimension, always. We can't just go straight. So yes, he was a rhinestone cowboy, or in Masked Dancer as a drama llama, because there was a period drama llama. Chicken Caesar obviously is a salad, but he's also a general. Every one of them has an extra layer, apart from when we deliberately go lo-fi with something like Ghost. We just like the idea of the beautiful, elaborate costumes that we can make. Something like a Robo Bunny or something beautiful like a Weather. And then what looks like we have run out of budget, but if we haven't, that will cost almost as much as the other ones, because the way to get it to hang right cost a lot of money, and we had to remake it twice. So the second layer was the double reveal when he pulled the Ghost costume on and he had another costume on underneath, and we had to take it off again.
One of my proudest Masked Singer moments was spotting that the world map on Panda's sleeve was upside down, and I established that was a clue to Down Under, and I knew that Panda was going to be Australian. Do you have fun seeding clues in the costumes?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something we can do alongside the celebrities as well, when we know a little bit more about some very unusual things about them. Like Bush Baby, he had building blocks on his baby grow, and the only letters that were there were an anagram of his name in cold feet. So there's loads of stuff like that we never even get to explain because it doesn't get referenced. But yeah, there's loads of little Easter eggs that we plant around.
So we should be studying those costumes up close. There are clues in all the costumes.
There's, like in Rubbish last year, no one picked up on the fact that he had coloured snooker balls in his rubbish. He was green. He had a triangle. It was all there in your face, and no one picked up on it. Yeah, if you look at the rubbish colours of the rubbish in the bin, they're all colours of the red, white, yellow, pink, blue, black of the balls of snooker.
I love this, Dan. How involved are the celebs in their choice of costume and the design of the costume?
Some celebrities will come to us with a definitive what they want to be. I would like to be this. And some people will say, well, what could I be? And we'll offer up a selection of different ideas. And then comes the adaptation to try and, okay, so when Jake Shears chose Unicorn, we then worked with him and we worked that we could do sort of an LGBT rainbow flag on his mane. That wasn't on the costume until Jake decided to be Unicorn. So there are different things you can do in that way. But we work with them. Some celebrities, just see a picture and go instantly, I want to be that. And that happens quite a lot. Otherwise, they can choose.
It's so interesting, isn't it, that when it's struck perfectly, there's such an affinity between the celeb and their costume. And I'm thinking all the way back to Nicola Roberts and how she so embodied the character of Queen Bee. She sort of created that character for you almost. Do you find that happens a lot?
A lot of that comes from them celebs themselves, but we have an amazing creative director called Beth Honan who works with the celebrities to try and create a whole sort of backstory, as it were, to each of the characters. By the end, they are that character. They really are.
And they don't get to keep the costumes.
They do not get to keep the costumes. They're all in storage, and they travel the country doing various things.
Charlie Simpson was telling me what an affinity he now has with rhinos. He's got rhino memorabilia around the house because it reminds him of his Masked Singer experience.
I was listening and I heard that it was really lovely. They do love their costumes.
One last thing, Dan, what would your costume be?
Pickled onion, Nick. Pickled onion.
On our last episode, we spoke to the amazing Tamzin Outhwaite about her time on The Masked Dancer. Tamzin, you told us you're a massive fan of the show, so I am about to put you to the test. Are you ready to play Maskermind?
Oh no! You do know I'm a menopausal woman who can't remember like her kids' names at times.
Do you know what I'm thrilled about? I thought you were knowing at the suggestion of Maskermind because I'm trying to get it to. I'm trying to
really
get it to catch on. Really, very good. I'll take that.
Very good.
I have got 5 questions for you that are taken from the official Masked Singer board game. You will be very pleased to know they're multiple choice, and I'm even going to give you 10 seconds to answer each question. Our mate Charlie Simpson took part last week. He's currently top of the leaderboard with 4 out of 5. Tamzin, can you beat him? Question number 1, Tamzin. Which masked celebrity has starred as Roxy Hart in Chicago, both in the West End and on Broadway?
Denise Van Outen.
Yes, it is. No, it's not A, Martine McCutcheon. No, it's not B, Catherine Jenkins. It's C, Denise Van Outen.
I didn't need the choice.
That's 1 for 1, Tamzin. This is what we like to hear. Question number 2. Which of these Masked Singer characters is the tallest? Is it A, Blob? Is it B, Dragon? Or is it C, Chameleon?
Dragon.
You're saying B, Dragon. Tamzin is Blob.
Oh, sugar.
It's okay. We've still got that one. Here's question number 3. The celebrity behind Robin's mask is a member of which British boy band? Is it A, JLS? Is it B, Blue? Or is it C, Busted?
Busted.
You're saying C, Busted. I can tell you. It's JLS.
I
Aston
knew it.
Marigold, the Robin.
Thought it was Marigold.
Aston
I knew
Marigold,
it.
the Robin.
But then
right.
I thought about, I couldn't remember what his costume was. Oh, he's Rhino. What an idiot.
Very shiny Robin. Right, question number 4. Which Masked Singer character has a QR code on their costume? Is it A, traffic cone? Is it B, panda? Or is it C, Robo Bunny?
Robo Bunny.
You say that like a woman who scanned that QR code. It is C, Robo Bunny. Congratulations. Your final question. Let's see if we can make it 3. Portobello, button, and oyster are all words that could be associated with which Masked Singer
Mushroom.
costume? Is it donuts? Is it A,
Mushroom.
donuts? Is it B, sausage? Or is it C, mushroom?
It's mushroom sausage. It's mushroom.
It's mushroom. Congratulations, Tamzin. We'll call that 3 out of 5 and we'll put you in the silver medal spot. Thank you very much for playing Maskermind.
Thank you.
Wow, that Scarecrow really knew her stuff. And Tamzin Outhwaite wasn't lying when she told us what a great detective she was. Well, that's all we've got time for today. And if you're enjoying the show, please subscribe and tell your friends. We want to hear from as many of you as we possibly can. We're here on Mondays and we're here on Thursdays, celebrating the best show on television.
Next week.
Exactly who that is. Whoa! You're potentially wrong.
Oh my God!
No. Why?
Until next week, that's all for now, Maskcasters.